Welcome back to Kris versus Everybody. This is a podcast where I talk about anything unedited and uncensored. This podcast is brought to you by the Crisscross Studios YouTube channel, which you can subscribe right now. Click that notification bell to get notified of our new videos on the Crisscross Studios YouTube channel and the Crisscross Studios Apple Podcasts channel. If you have an iPhone, go to Apple Podcasts right now and type in Crisscross Studios. Click the add button and you'll get all 6. That's right. All 6 shows that I do with my friends every week. Thank you for your support. Today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl and things that are happening in the country as we speak right now. The Chiefs and Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl yet again. The 2-time consecutive Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs are going back to the big game on February 9th, 2025 in New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome at 6:30 p.m. against the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the second time in 3 years that the Philadelphia Eagles have been in the Super Bowl, and they are they're the team in the NFC with the most appearances. So when people say they're tired of the Kansas City Chiefs being in the Super Bowl, they should also be tired of the Philadelphia Eagles being in the Super Bowl, since they've been in there the most on the NFC side in the past 25 years. But anyway, I find it funny how both teams that people were talking about on sports radio, ESPN, that they're both in the Super Bowl. Like, they're in there. Like, we were talking about the Lions. We were talking about Buffalo. We were talking about Baltimore. We're talking about Philly. We're talking about Washington. But the two constant teams were always Philly and Kansas City. So I think that there's some sort of, I don't know. I think Vegas and the NFL wanted this Super Bowl. It's clear that a lot of calls were made in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs, which we're going to talk about in a few seconds. But I don't know. It just feels like we're getting a Super Bowl that a lot of people don't want, but in the end, I think it's going to be the Super Bowl that is going to be I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl, and I think it's going to be a Super Bowl that changes the way teams build teams, as opposed to, hey, let's go to the draft and get people. No, we need coaches. Philadelphia has shown that. All you need is 2 great coaches on the side. Kansas City has shown that you need to keep your coaching staff and pay them really good money, as well as keep the best quarterback in the game, Patrick Mahomes. In the end, defense will win the game, so we'll see which defense shuts down the other team the most. Philadelphia will run the ball down the throat, of course, with Saquon Barkley. Let's see if Spagnuolo can stop Saquon Barkley. So, because if they stop Saquon Barkley, they're going to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, which they pretty much did 2 years ago in their match last time, which was, I think it was 38-35. Horrible call at the end of the game, because I think that they should let the people play. It's the Super Bowl. There was no pass interference on Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't know where they saw that at, but I do think that this game is going to be better than that game. If it's not, then don't listen to me no more, okay? So these clear referee non-calls, I'm telling y'all. I'm bringing this up because the Bills got screwed in the AFC Championship game. Let's just keep it real. The refs decided to call the game again and decide the game once again. And once again, it involves the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, tell me I'm crazy, but this has happened too many times this year, and I'm sick of it. The Bills should be in the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I stand on that. There's clear examples this season about how the Kansas City Chiefs became 15-2. They should have been 9-8 at the most. Okay, the refs got them out of a lot of things. But people are saying, oh, yeah, Kris, What other things? What other referee non-calls happened in NFL history? Well, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Y'all remember the 2019 NFC Championship game, right? When they clearly had a pass interference and the refs didn't call it, pushing the Rams into the Super Bowl instead of the Saints. Okay. The 2015 divisional game, the Packers versus the Cowboys, when Des Bryant clearly caught the ball, but then they brought it back. Super Bowl 51, 28-3. That's all I got to say on that. But going to the referee non-calls, there were so many holding calls on New England. It was so nuts that people are saying that New England came back fair and square. No, they didn't. They wanted Tom Brady to get a comeback win. And it was clear from the start. And referees often rely on discretion, especially on physical plays. But when your call decides the game on a clear, why did you call that? Which has been on the Kansas City Chiefs all season. And I guarantee you it's going to happen on Sunday night in the Super Bowl. Like some of these calls that are being called on other teams will not be called for the Kansas City Chiefs. And watch the Chiefs get all these calls. Watch the Chiefs win all these calls on Sunday. Overall, it has been a good season. I'm happy for both teams. I'm happy for the NFL. We're moving in the right direction. We just need the Lions to stay healthy. The Lions need to stay healthy. Josh Allen needs to get over the hump against Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson needs to get to a Super Bowl eventually. And the NFC just needs better hype from sports radio and ESPN. I think that's what's dragging the NFL on the NFC side. You do all this praise on the AFC side with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, etc. But you don't do anything for Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, okay, Matthew Stafford. Where's the hype on that side? So let's just keep it fair. Speaking of keeping it fair, Project 2025. And I want to talk about the economic policies that will be put forward within the next 4 years to satisfy the agenda for Project 2025. So the economic policies listed on, I forgot what page it was in the project, but it is to foster a pro-business environment and reduce government intervention, cut taxes, particularly for corporations and higher income individuals, reduce funding for social welfare programs in favor of policies encouraging self-reliance. I don't know what policies those are. Promote deregulation of industries to boost productivity and innovation. Encourage businesses to invest domestically by reducing their tax burdens and decreasing government spending on entitlement programs. Now, let's go back to social welfare programs. You're going to reduce funding for social welfare in this country. Now, for people who voted for Donald Trump, a lot of MAGAs, a lot of poor white people, and according to this election, a lot of black people voted for Donald Trump as well. Not all, but more than usual. And most of those people are not rich. They're also either on social welfare or one paycheck away from being on social welfare programs. Now, what are these social welfare programs? We have TANF, which is the cash assistance for needy families. We have SNAP, which provides food assistance to people with low incomes. We have WIC, providing nutrition assistance to women and infants and children. And we have CHIP, which provides healthcare, medical supplies, and preventative care to children. So you're going to take away funding that helps people in need. I'm sorry, but I thought the people in need were the reason why you got into office, Donald Trump. The reason why Donald Trump is in office is because people went to the polls and thought of their wallets. They thought of the price of eggs, the price of gas, the price of buying a new car as opposed to buying out your lease. Buying a home instead of staying in an apartment. Rent is high. I don't have enough food to put, I don't have enough money to put food on my table, yet I'm buying DoorDash because I can't afford to buy ingredients for regular food because food is going up. And then you're going to take away SNAP. You're going to take away WIC. You're going to take away all these social welfare programs that a lot of people in this country rely on because apparently you think they need to work on self-reliance. This is the Republican Party that we all know to be true. Some people don't have the tools. Some people don't want to get better. Some people can't get better because of the systemic problems we have in this country. But are you going to punish them? Why are we punishing them, Donald Trump? Why are we punishing them, GOP? Why are we reducing funding to people who need help? You're saying America first, but then you're saying that we're going to go in favor of policies encouraging self-reliance. What are those programs, Donald Trump? What are those programs? And if you can't tell us, then yeah, we told you so. I told you so. And it says decreasing government spending on entitlement programs. I'm sorry, what the fuck is a retirement entitlement program? The entitlement programs here in the United States. Yeah, all these people who voted for Donald Trump are literally signing off death wishes. When you filled in the bubble for Donald Trump, you said, fuck my life. I'm going to make my life worse. Because these entitlement programs are going to be a lot of people. I'm saying about 80% of the country right now is going to be suffering. Because entitlement programs include Medicaid, which a lot of people are on, Social Security, which are a lot of people are hoping they're going to get once they retire. You're not going to survive on it, but hey, it's some money that you might get now. You were guaranteed it when you retire, but now you might get it since Donald Trump is decreasing funding for all this stuff. Income tax credit. Now every February, every March, every April, y'all ain't going to be looking forward to that tax refund. Homeless assistance grants. Housing assistance. Head Start for children. So now let's put this all together. You're going to get rid of SNAP, not get rid of, you're going to defund or reduce funding to SNAP, to WIC, to Medicaid, to Social Security. No more income tax credit, less homeless assistance grants, less housing assistance, and less Head Start for children. Yeah, this is the America that we voted for. Because y'all didn't want an accomplished, overqualified Black woman to be president of the United States. You wanted the man who literally lied to y'all, became president for 4 years, got us into a pandemic, made it political to wear a fucking mask, which led to millions of people dying here in this country. Then blamed the inflation of goods after the pandemic on the president during and after the pandemic. Then gets into office saying that he's going to be the president of America, America first, make America great again. He said that he's going to help you out the people who can't afford to put milk on the table, the people who can't afford to put their kids through college, the people who are retiring in about 5 years, hoping you're going to get a social security check, a pension. And now he's talking about taking it away. Less money for social security, less money for your grandkids to have food because SNAP is not there, less Medicaid. And I guess your grandchildren are going to be living with you because rent's going to be $2,500 a month in Oklahoma. That's a great America right there. I'm just saying. Rent $3,000. You're getting paid $20 an hour. Can't afford vegetables because that's the most expensive thing at the store. But you can get Swiss rolls for $1.99. Then all you're doing is eating Swiss rolls all day. Then you're getting fat. Now you got to get Wegovy, but you can't afford Wegovy because you have no health assistance programs. Then you go to the doctor, and you have no health insurance. It's a revolving circle. Donald Trump wants poor people to die. Donald Trump wants you to die. If you're not making 8 figures and contributing to his agenda, his America, his great America, then he doesn't care about you. He does not care about you. He came down to your level just so he can get the vote to get into the power. And now he's doing this bullshit. So you say you want to help your base, which is the poor, the uneducated, majority white people in this country, but you're taking away their benefits and their tools they need to survive. So if you voted for Donald Trump, you're getting what you voted for. And while we're on that subject, Arab Americans who voted for Trump are now flabbergasted. They can't believe that Donald Trump is going to take over Gaza. Let me get this straight. You're telling me, an educated black man, that this man, Donald Trump, went live on camera with an Israel magnet, Israel pin on his lapel, saying that we're going to end this once and for all. What the fuck did you think he meant? You literally had a presidential debate with both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And they asked them a question, a specific question, a very specific question, which they both answered. What will you do for the Israel-Hamas situation? Kamala Harris said, we're going to work to establish a 2-nation system, a 2-state solution. Donald Trump said he's going to finish the job. Then the day later, he had an Israel pin on. Arab Americans, specifically the ones in Dearborn, Michigan, I'm talking to right now. What the fuck do you think he meant by that? What do you think he meant? Think about people saying, don't vote for Kamala Harris. She doesn't care about the Muslim community and the Arab community in the United States. Vote for Jill Stein and vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump literally had an Israel pin on. And Jill Stein wasn't even going to win the presidential election. Jill Stein was a 3rd party. Shoot, she was an 8th party. No one cares about the fucking Green Party. There's a 2-party system. One side, you have MAGA. And the other side, you have common sense. But the media on both sides and in the middle has made it the right side is MAGA, and the left side, which the right side likes to, spoof all the time. They think that the left side is just for gays and transgenders. Excuse me, everybody, but there are gays and transgenders on the right side too. Caitlyn Jenner voted for Donald Trump. That means it's not a left and right issue. It's not a Democrat versus Republican issue. It's not a liberal versus a conservative issue. It is a social issue when it comes to gays and transgenders. To him, his, her pronouns. Stop thinking that gays and transgenders are just on the left side. Progressiveness means, hey, we're progressing forward, which means everyone in this country deserves rights, not just the select few that Donald Trump and his followers want to make you think that they deserve all the power. But I wanted to get that out today. Arab Americans who voted for Donald Trump, you're getting what you deserve. I hate to say it. Come at me if you want. It's Kris versus everybody. Your people are dying now. Your people are dying, and you had a choice to either to stop the madness, create a two-state system where people can live in peace. We're going to work towards peace. It's not going to happen then and there, but we're going to work towards a peaceful solution. Or you're going to have Donald Trump come on TV and say, U.S. is going to take over Gaza. After he said we weren't going to get into geopolitical and political international wars. So I'm just putting that out there. Donald Trump's a liar. I told you so. We told you so. And that's been another edition of the Kris versus everybody. I can't even speak today, guys. Thank you for listening to Kris versus everybody. I hope you guys have a great week. Hope the Super Bowl is amazing. I'm going to be off for a few weeks because it is my birthday month. So I will be out and about. Hope I see you guys around in the city and around the country. See you guys next time on Kris versus everybody.